One of the first steps in preparation as you are planning to host your GDE is getting a team together. So, Paul, tell me, how did you identify co-leaders and volunteers when you started planning your GDE?
Uh, at first, I was anxious on where to start, but after much reflection, I realized that I already have people who are involved in ministry, and they're either involved with children or teens or youth, or they're in a position whereby they facilitate ministry. And so I started with people who are already involved in ministry. Now, among those people, there are those that I needed to build on them a relationship in terms of doing the GDE. So I was able to sit down with them, explain to them what it is. And then after explaining to them, the next now was easy. I had testimonies. Some testimonies were stories, which I shared. Others were pictures actually on my phone, which I used to explain to the people that I targeted. Now, after that, I was also able to challenge them, sensitize them. Once you sensitize someone on GDE, the gap becomes very pronounced and it creates a lot of curiosity. Then from there, I share with them stories of how community has been changed, of what is happening in schools, of what is happening in churches, of what is happening in homes. And with that now, the curiosity is already created. Now, after that, now I'm able to build on that. So the four things, if I can summarize, start with people who are already involved in ministry. Then remember again, build on existing relationship. Then use real testimonies, which can be pictures, can be testimonies, can be numbers, and then share with the community on transformation and the reach that you have achieved. So that's exactly what I did. Do not be discouraged if it doesn't work in my pattern, but in one way or another, it will still work at the end of the day, as long as you are determined and persistent. Thank you, Shanae. We
Amen.
could.
Persistency, that is a big one.
Mm.
So, Paul shared with us, and we're going to zoom in a little bit more on how to put together a team. So, Enoch, tell us a bit from your side.
Okay, so like I started sharing earlier, we when we were doing our first, we learned a lot, but one of the key things that we noticed was that we needed to give time to prayer. So I learned from our senior brother and our colleague Uncle Danny about prayer walks. And so we did a lot of prayer walks and we prayed even whilst on phone because we're in two different places. And we were praying to God to give us the vision to be able to on what we needed to do to help the children. After prayer, we actually shared the vision with other people because now we wanted, because of the number of people that we are expecting to come, the children, we needed a ratio. And so we needed 10 facilitators to come alongside with us, and we didn't have. And so we started talking to people, share a simple vision with them, and then they would decide, oh yes, I can come. Some of them couldn't speak English. They were speaking their local language. I couldn't speak their language, so sometimes I have to speak through a translator. But then we're able to mobilize. Other people said, oh, I cannot make it, but I can ask somebody to come. And then so we got people being referred, and then we brought them together. We trained them together on what to do. And when we train them, we actually assign different roles to different people. So we have the camp director who was in charge of the overseeing of everything that was happening, and then we had different people who were playing different roles, like those who were in charge of the various groupings, which is the give, the game, and the gather sessions, and in the in the gather session, we had two categories. We have the video session, and then we had also the storytelling session. So we had people to be able to take care of different things. And then we also had the catering, but then we also had other people who were actually seeing to other aspects, who we call the coordinators or the supervisors. They were actually in charge of the time making sure that the time was allocated well. And then we also had our media team who was in charge of filming what was going on, taking pictures, doing interviews, and we actually had a very good time with the team because God had brought us together, and this is how we were able to actually develop our team that was able to work. And after that, we've been working, and then one of the people who have been working with us is Rachel, who will be telling us her experience in the next video.